this computer. Okay. I'm going to quickly drop the notes in the chat real quick in case anybody wants to reference them throughout class. People who are just watching the recording, if you pull up the email that I sent you, you'll be able to see the notes. All right, let me pull up the chat here. All right, we got a lot of people in. This is awesome. All right, so how it's gonna work is me and Kylie are just gonna go back and forth and teach our favorite tricks. I will be going first. All right. So the first trick of our top 10 favorite tricks is what I like to call the escalator kick up. This is what it looks like. Ta-da! So for most of my tricks, I'm going to be using a 28-inch hoops in 5/8 or 28-inch hoop in 5/8. I find the medium size hoops work better for my tricks just because I incorporate a lot of off-body tricks as well as like locks and stuff like that. So you could totally try doing my tricks with a larger hoop, but I just find more success with a medium size hoop. So let's break down that trick I just did. It's gonna start with what I like to call a hug escalator. So in order to get into the hug escalator, I start with my hoop in my dominant hand, off to my side. From here, I'm going to wrap the hoop in front of me, like this. Oh, I'm sorry. So it's gonna go all the way around me to my other side, and then it's going to wrap in front of me like an escalator. So my hoop is out to my side. It's going to cross my body all the way to my other side, and it's going to continue that rotation. Your thumb should now be positioned up, and from here, you're going to let go of your hoop, and it'll escalator down. Okay, one more time. Hoop is out to my side. I'm swinging it across to the other side of my body. It's going to complete that rotation. Check in to make sure your thumb is facing up, and then you're going to let go of the hoop and escalator down. This is a hug escalator. It essentially is a backward escalator, but you're cutting out the little arm fold that you do on top. Okay, it's just going straight into this. So if you're not quite getting the hug escalator, you can still totally do this trick by doing a reverse downward escalator. And what do I mean by reverse escalator? All I mean is that my hoop is swinging to my back instead of to my front. Oh. So, yep, reverse escalator all the way down. Now, moving on to the next part of the trick. Normally with our escalators, we step out with our opposite side foot. For the kick up escalator, I'm going to have you step back and let your hoop drop to the ground. I'm going to adjust my camera real quick so you guys can see what I'm doing with my feet. So I'll show you one more time. I'm hugging it around my body. When my escalator gets, or my hoop gets to the bottom of my escalator, instead of stepping out to the side, I'm stepping back and I'm not catching my hoop. I'm just letting it drop to the ground. Take a look at your feet. Your hoop should be positioned on one foot. Here, let me bring you guys over so you can see. I have you on my tripod right now. Okay. This is how my feet are when the hoop falls to the ground. Oh, let's see. Yep, there we go. This is the foot that stepped back. The hoop should be should have landed on my foot that stepped back. I'm gonna check the gallery view right now to see how we're all doing. Okay, let's see how everyone is doing. Oh, got some more people to let in.
I'm always struggling with escalators.
Yeah.
I can get them started, but I can't get them to like once I let go of it, it just kind of goes where it wants.
Okay. Like, can you get the hug part down? Yeah, that's perfect. So what you're gonna do is when the escalator comes to the bottom, just catch it with your hand. And you're gonna notice that your outside foot, the foot that's on the opposite side that caught the hoop, is just going to step back. And the hoop is gonna be down on the ground. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
Okay, awesome. All right. If everybody's getting that part, I'm gonna move on to the next part. So from here, you have one foot that is inside of the hoop. For me, that's my left foot. And then I have one foot that's underneath my hoop. And for me, that's my right foot. I'm gonna take my left foot and step out of my circle. So now all I have is one foot underneath my hula hoop. Okay, so all it was is just a simple step back, nothing too crazy. Now I'm going to take the foot that has the hoop on top of it, and I'm going to kick it up in the air. All right. Your foot is kind of like a little propeller, and then your leg just kicks it up in the air. And then when the hoop is in the air, I dive my arms through. Yes, that's perfect, Jocelyn. Awesome. Okay. You want to bring your legs up to your arms. Kick it up in the air. And then you can go into a wedgie. Another variation to end that trick is to end it in a wedgie lock. You guys know I'm all about the wedgie locks. This is how I do that. So when I teach the wedgie lock, I like people to remember the phrase opposites attract. By that, I mean your opposite arm and opposite leg. So if you have a leg that's inside the hoop, you want to have an arm that's inside the hoop. If you have a leg that's outside of the hoop, your opposite arm is going to be outside of the hoop. That's how you get the hoop to lock into your body for the wedgie lock. So what I want you to do is take the opposite side hand that your foot, the opposite side arm from your opposite side foot, and I want you to stick it through the hoop. Okay, so now you should look like this. From here, I want you to pull your arms up and over into a T position so that your body is on the inside of the hoop, like this. Okay, I'm gonna do it one more time. I'm going to kick my foot up, shoot my opposite arm into the hoop, then bring my arms up and over into a T position. And now I'm in my wedgie lock. You guys are superstars. I'm seeing a lot of you getting it.
Can you do after you had your first arm in when you put the other one in your T-pose?
Yes. Okay. So this is my one arm in and my opposite leg in. I'm going to pull myself into a T by shooting my arms up, bending my leg towards my chest, and then ducking inside of my hula hoop. Okay, I'll do it one more time. I'm shooting my arms up, scrunching my leg up to my chest, and then bending inside of my hoop, and now I'm in my T. Does that make sense, Bree? Yes, you got it. Perfect. All right, it looks like a lot of you got it. Now you'll notice that from this lock position, the only thing that's keeping you in this pose is your arm right here. If you want to get out of this lock, all you got to do is pull that bad boy out and you're wedging. So it's totally your preference. All right. You guys are superstars. I'm going to go ahead and run through the trick one last time, and then we're going to shoot it on over to Kylee. Okay, so starting out, our hoop is out to our side. we're going to hinge it to our other side and continue the hoops rotation down to our body. We're going to step back with our right foot and then back with our left foot. Check in to make sure the hoop is on top of your foot. From here, we're going to pop up into our lock or pop into our wedgie. It is totally up to you. All right. Are there any last questions anybody has before I pass it on to Kylee? All righty, sister. Let me spotlight you real quick. Add spotlight. All righty, girl.
Hi guys, thank you so much for coming. The first trick that I'm going to be teaching you guys is the behind the back coin flip. I've been desperately trying to make this room brighter, so I'm really sorry if you cannot see me. If that's a problem, please say something, but I think it should be okay.
Yeah, you look good.
Okay, cool. So the behind the back coin flip is this move right here. But you catch it. So one more time. That's okay. What this move consists of is one coin flip on your arm, like this, but you are turning and catching it with your opposite hand. This move is actually a lot easier than it looks, despite me not being able to just catch it right then. But basically, the first trick to this is getting this coin flip nice and clean. What this is I'm holding the hoop in my right hand with my thumb pointing away from me. I'm flicking the hoop up and letting it kind of coin flip around my shoulder. So it should be gently coming off of my shoulder like that, and I'm letting go and re-catching the hoop. So practice that a few times, and once you start to get that consistently, we can add in the turn, which then turns the coin flip onto your back. So practice that a few times. So once again, you're swinging the hoop up. It should be kind of gently coming off of your shoulder, going around your arm, and you are re-gripping.
Are you
See if we're all...
side when it comes around your arm? Do you catch the same side of it? Like when you're swinging here, is it going to be caught on this side as well, or is it going to be caught on this side when it comes around my arm?
It's going to be caught on the opposite side of the hoop.
Okay, thank you.
Yeah, I hope that helps. So remembering that we want to make contact with our shoulder with the hoop. And from here, let me see how you guys are doing. Okay, looks like we're getting it. Is there any questions about that part? Any other questions?
Are you gripping, when you flip, are you gripping the bottom as it comes down?
I'm kind of grabbing like from inside of the hoop. So when I'm swinging it back, it's coming onto my shoulder, and then I'm kind of sticking my hand inside of the hoop at the bottom and swinging it down. Yep, just like that.
Perfect, thank you.
You're welcome. Any other questions on that little coin flip? All right, so I'm gonna move on. Once we kind of are consistently getting that coin flip, what we're gonna do is you're going to turn, right when you let go of the hoop, you're going to turn away from your hoop. So like this, right when it makes contact with my shoulder, I'm gonna let go and then turn my whole body and try to catch it with my other hand. It should fall right into place for you to catch it. But if it's not working out, then you need to come back to this and just keep practicing this coin flip. So here's what it looks like when you turn away from your hoop, like that. So instead of just staying in contact with your shoulder, when you're turning, it's then coin flipping off of your back. The trickiest part of this move is re-catching it at the end with your opposite hand, which if you're turning fast enough, it should actually land right in your hand. Just have your hand out and ready to catch it. This is a weird move because it's all happening behind you, so you're like it's really easy to think like, am I getting this right? Like, is it doing it? So
That was really awesome, Chelsea. I saw you, girl. She hit it. Sorry, I didn't interrupt you, Kylie.
Yeah, you guys are getting it. It's just the hardest trick. I mean, like when I was showing you guys, it's just to re-catch the hoop. That's the hardest part. But that comes with practice and like I told you, if you're not getting that trick, if you're having a lot of trouble with it, come back to this coin flip. Just keep drilling this coin flip because this is basically the only part to the move other than the turn. And this is obviously the most important part, is making sure that it's making contact with your body.
Mm-hmm.
And when I catch it, so when I do this and I re-catch it in my other hand, I typically like to swing it around and come back around my body into something like that because it's almost like in the perfect position and already has all that momentum. So that's just a nice little way to make it into a fun combo. So catching it and then bringing it around your side. Does anyone have any questions about that? You guys are looking good.
Yeah, you guys are learning this coin flip a lot faster than I did. It took me like 6 months to get it. And I already see the majority of you at least getting the mechanics of it down. So that's awesome.
I love this move because it surprises people. Like
yeah, they're like, whoa.
It looks a lot harder than like it really is.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Yeah, you guys are killing this.
If I could offer a piece of advice for this trick, what I find really helpful to do is to like have your arms like hyperextended almost behind you and like just wide open like you're about to give somebody like the best hug ever, and keep this position as you rotate. Because then the hoop will naturally just go where it's supposed to go. So you saw like I did the trick, but I didn't catch the hoop. It just kind of like landed in my arm. So I find like just keeping a really stiff upper body and arms for this trick really helps me get the trick. If that helps anybody.
I'm just going to briefly go over it one more time and show you guys a couple more times, and then we can move on to the next trick. So remembering that coin flip, turning away from the hoop, and hopefully re-catching with your other hand. There you go. And then into whatever else. So I'll show you guys that move a couple times, and then we can move on. I think I have like 10 hula hoops. Some days just aren't good coin flip days, and I'm having a bad coin flip day. There you go.
There we go.
Okay. So I hope you guys like that trick. That's one of my faves, but I'll pass the mic on to Olyvia now.
All right. I will spotlight myself real quick. Add spotlight. Okay. So the next trick I am super excited about. It is called, well, I call it, I should say, the Chestroll to full body tipper. Let me show you what it looks like first. Woo! It's like a circus trick. There's a lot going on in it. So first I'm going to review probably the more difficult part of this trick, which is this tipper. Okay. How we're going to do that trick is we're going to start off with the hoop in front of us. I'd say have your hands a fair part apart, kind of like that. And what you're going to do is essentially hinge the hoop backward, let go of the hoop, catch it behind your back, and then pull it underneath one of your legs into a wedgie. So let me break that down even into smaller bite-sized pieces. So when you hinge the hoop behind you, your arms are going to be like this, okay? You want like nice, strong arms that are parallel to the ground. I kind of think of like, pretend you're like a goalpost, and then you just lower your arms so they're parallel with the ground. That should be your arm position. You want to make sure your arms are nice and flat, so that way the hoop has a nice flat platform to tip over. Okay? So let's just all together practice tipping the hoop for just a little bit. Okay, we're here, and then we're just going to tip it over. Make sure you're standing up nice and straight and your arms are engaged, and you're just using your wrists to flip the hoop backward. It's all in the wrist. Okay, I'm going to check the gallery view to see how we're doing on this tipper move. Yep, I see you guys getting it. Just a reminder, your arms aren't moving up or down, okay? It's all your wrists. So it kind of just looks like my hands are moving, right? I'm not using my arms to tip the hoop backward. You could do that, but that's just not how I'm teaching it. So just use those wrists to tip the hoop backward. From here, after you've tipped it backward, I'm gonna actually go on this side. After you've tipped the hoop backward, you're going to catch it behind you with one hand. I naturally want to use my right hand because I'm right-handed. So I'm waiting for the hoop to tip behind me, and then I'm going to attempt to catch it behind me, right? Tip and catch. Tip and catch. I find that I'm catching my hoop near my lower back, kind of by my butt. But maybe that's just because I'm using a 28-inch hoop. So I guess that could vary depending on what size hoop you are using. But I'm catching mine pretty low. Okay. Let's see how we're doing on the catch.
When we catch it, do we want it upright like this, or do we want it to come down?
Hold on, Jocelyn. I got to go to gallery view so I can see you. Okay, what did you say?
So when after you flip it, like this.
Yep.
Then you let it go and you catch it, right?
Yes.
Does it sit like this, or does it come down?
Well, it does eventually come down because we're going to pull it into a wedgie.
Oh, okay. I just wanted to be sure because I just want to hold it there so I know it's my hand. Okay.
You're already ready for the next step. I love it. Okay. So after we're comfortable catching the hoop behind us, what we're going to do is we're going to hinge it down. This is how my grip looks like. Okay. We're going to hinge it down. And then what I naturally want to do is use my right leg because my right side is my native side. I'm going to probably say that 1,000 times. So I'm going to step back through the hoop. Okay. Stepping back through the hoop with my right side. I'm going to take my hand and I'm going to scoop myself into my hula hoop. And then I'm going to let go. And now I'm in a wedgie. Okay. So again, I'm tipping my hoop backward, catching it, letting it go all the way down like Jocelyn just said, stepping back with whatever foot I want to. For me, I'm using my right foot. And then I'm going to scoop myself into my wedgie. Let's see how everybody is doing. Tip. All right. You guys are killing it. Make sure you have nice, strong, solid arms when you do your tipper. Remember, the motion is all in your wrists, right? You're just punching it back. And then I kind of duck my head under so the hoop doesn't hit my face. I guess that's kind of important to mention. When the hoop tips over me, I kind of like duck my head, if that helps anybody. Okay, so does anybody have any questions on that so far? Okay, so now we learned the most difficult part of the trick. So now I'm going to teach the trick from the beginning, now that we know the most difficult part. This trick starts off with a nice, smooth chest roll. from one hand to the other. A tip that I learned way too late in the game is to follow your Chestroll like with your eyes. So you want to actually watch your hoop, leave your one hand and enter your other hand. For some reason, I don't know what reason, that just like makes your Chestrolls incredibly smooth. So pro tip if you're having issues with Chestrolls. From here, you're catching your Chestroll in your opposite side. And what we're going to do here is we're going to do a turn toward our hoop, but we want to keep our hoop parallel with the wall in front and behind us. So this is what it's going to look like. Okay, our grip is fixed. All we're doing is just rotating our arms and our hoop so that they're parallel with the wall in front and behind us. Okay, so all together, it's going to look like this. Chestroll, catch, rotate. Now I'm behind, or my butt's facing the camera. This is what my grip looks like on my hoop. Okay, so it's a outward grip, but it's holding the top of my hoop. Let's see how y'all are looking. Gallery view. Yes. Great job, Lexi. Killing it, Chelsea. Great job, Jocelyn. All right, you guys are ready for the next step. Awesome. Okay, so from here, I'm just going to face you guys now so you can see what I'm doing. I'm going to be switching hands. So right now my hoop is in my left hand. I'm going to toss it into my right hand like this. So all I'm doing is I'm scooping the hoop upward and then I'm catching it with my other hand. And this is what my grip looks like. My thumb is on the side of my hoop. My fingers are wrapped around the front. Okay, so all together, what we've learned so far, it looks like this. Chestroll, grab, rotate, toss our hoop to our other hand. Moving on to the next part, it's going to be a reverse weave. So how we do a reverse weave is that our pinky leads the weave. So what we're going to do is come down in front and then back behind. And now our thumb is facing down. So that's a key checkpoint. Make sure your thumb is facing down. So I'm going to do it a couple more times for you guys. I did my chest roll, catched it. I'm going to turn towards you guys for this part. It's supposed to be done backwards. So I'm here. I toss it to my other hand, catching it with my hand with my thumb on the side. And then I'm going to do a reverse weave. So my thumb is now facing down. So if you guys just want to drill the catch reverse weave a couple of times until it feels comfortable, we can totally do that. Toss, catch, reverse weave. Oh shoot, I gotta plug in my phone. All right, we do not want to die, any batteries to die. There we go. All right, so we're going to toss, catch, reverse weave. Toss, catch, reverse weave. Does anybody have any questions so far? Yeah, you guys are killing it. I'm probably over explaining. All right, you guys are awesome. So from the reverse weave, our thumb is down. What we're going to do from here is we're going to jump through our hoop. Okay? So we did our reverse weave. Now our hoop is going to swing up and then down. Okay? So over our heads and then we jump so it swings under our feet. And now the hoop will be in front of us. And then this is where our tipper comes in. I want you guys to bend those arms and then toss the hoop backward over your shoulder and do your tipper. Okay? So again, I'm going to review it from the reverse weave. We tossed, catched, reverse weave. When it's on its upswing, you're gonna do a jump through, straighten the hoop out, and do our tipper. Again, toss, reverse weave, jump through, tipper. Okay. Let's see how we're doing.
After your chest roll and you spin, are you facing backwards?
Yes.
Okay.
I mean, technically, how I do it is I'll show you one more time. Okay, let's see. So after my chest roll, I catch it in my other hand, and then I do my nice little turn. When I'm backward, that's when I throw my hoop up and catch it, and then I do a quarter turn to the side to do my reverse weave into tipper. I find that when you do the quarter turn, it gives more of a pizzazz factor to the trick because you get to see the hoop do the tip sideways. Because if you do it forward, it still kind of has that pizzazz factor, but I think it just looks better sideways. That's just me though. Okay, does anybody have any questions on the jump through or how we're transitioning through these tricks?
I just have a question on from the weave to the jump through. Like,
Yes.
What did you do with your hand there? I just like missed that.
Yes, I will show you one more time. Okay, so I caught it. Now I'm doing my weave, right? My thumb is facing down. And all I'm doing is I'm bringing the hoop up over my head and I'm leveling it out. So first it was down, but now I'm leveling it out so I can jump through it. So it's just a little quick one of these. Okay, so I did my weave. My thumb is facing down. I'm leveling it out so I can jump through it. Is that helpful?
Yeah, that was good. Thank you.
Okay, right on. Okay, so yeah, it looks like you guys are doing excellent. We're gonna go ahead and move it right along to Kylee for the next trick.
All right, so the next trick that I'm going to teach you guys is escalator thigh pinch breaks. I'm sorry it's so dark in here. I'm trying. So the escalator thigh pinch breaks look like this. All right, so what we're doing is we are starting from this position where we would be going into an upward escalator. I'm going to be doing this on the right side of my body. I'm folding my hoop, or I'm folding my foot over inside of the hoop. And what we're doing is when we flick the hoop up, we are going to be taking that opposite knee and bringing it up to stop the hoop like this. So practice that a couple times with just bringing your knee up and trying to stop the hoop from actually escalating up your body. So we just kind of want it to like get caught on in this area. So remember, your foot's crossed in and you're bringing it up to bring it over so that it comes around your body.
Do you also kind of tuck it with your elbow a little to stop it?
Yep, so that's going to be the next step because you have, yes, so I'll go ahead and teach that now too. So when you stop the hoop with your, whatever this is, the crease right here that your leg creates, what you're going to do is you're going to stop the top of the hoop with this chicken wing type of deal. So we're going to flick the hoop up and stop it right where we want to pinch it with our chicken wing and our side. But you also have to be lifting your knee up at the same time. And a good tip for this is you want to do it as soon as possible and send it back down. Because if you wait too long, it's going to come on this side of your body and then you can't really bring it back. So just kind of practice hitting the hoop with those points and sending it back down. I'll show you guys from a few different angles. Does anyone have any questions about that part? So you really also want to, you also want to have a lot of momentum. So you're really flinging that hoop up and pinching it hard with your chicken wing. Yes, you guys are looking good. Chelsea, you got it. Nora, yes. Yep. All right, so the next trick to this move to get it to kind of do this back and forth motion is, I'm gonna tilt my camera up a little bit. So what we're gonna do is when we have our chicken wing in the hoop, we're stopping it and we're going to move our elbow up and down to create momentum in the hoop. So you're standing on one foot for a while, so you gotta have a little bit of balance to stay there. But this trick is literally, all the momentum is coming from your arm. There's like a little bone right here, and I feel like that is like doing a lot of the work. So I'm literally just moving my elbow up and down and creating this back and forth motion in the hoop. It can kind of bruise you a little too, so drilling
I
this
feel like
move-
that tip with the little bone area, I feel like that's super helpful.
Okay, good.
Yeah.
I just thought of that the other day. I'm like, this bone is doing all this work. Yeah, it's kind of uncomfortable and can bruise you, but yeah, you guys are doing good. So when you get that down, you can end this trick by coming back down and finishing and then sending it up to your escalator, or you can let it come over onto your leg into wedgies, or I've seen some people let it come around their entire body, hold on, like this, into a wedgie on the other side, so you just get your whole body through it, through the hoop. Does anybody have any questions on that? It looks like you guys basically all got it. All right, so just to recap that, starting with an upward escalator and pinching it with our chicken wing and our leg, and then using that up and down motion with the inside of your arm. Does anyone need to see that up close? I can try to get closer.
So would you say your arm is kind of moving straight back?
It's like this weird angle, I think. Yeah, actually it's kind of going like up and down.
Up and
Like
down.
this.
Okay.
Yeah. You just have to have it really tight to the hoop when you're doing this.
Okay.
I think I'm like bruising myself right now.
All right. Does anybody have any questions on that before we move on to the next trick? All righty. We are going to be moving right along then. Let me spotlight myself. Add spotlight. Okay. So this next one is super fun. This is what it looks like. It's an escalator neck break. Okay, this is what it looks like. Okay. It's super fun. There's lots of things you can go into after it, and I use it pretty much every 10 seconds while I'm blowing. So what we're going to do is we're going to start off with our hoop out to our side and above our head. This is how we would traditionally start a normal escalator, right? So the thing about a normal escalator is that our hoop is going to be wrapping around our arm all the way down to our body. we're not going to be having it wrap around our arm for this trick. What we're going to do instead is we're going to essentially glue our arm to our ear. So you're like this, and you're going to escalate. But instead of the hoop folding around your arm, it's going to fold into your neck. Okay? So you want to keep your arm glued to your ear so that the hoop folds into your neck. I'm going to show you guys up close. Okay? It's folding into that part of my neck. Once we're comfortable with that, I want you to just take a second to watch your hoop. So you're going to notice that there's this giant gap of space that's right in front of your face, okay? Because the hoop should be at the back of your neck. You're going to watch this giant gap of space fold over to your side and disappear behind you. I think that's really important to watch and to note because that's where your timing for the break is going to come in. Okay, you're going to hug your arm to your ear. You're going to just watch this giant gap of space move in a diagonal line from the top to the bottom and behind you. Once the gap of space is behind you and you can no longer see it, that's when you break the hoop. Okay? So let's just try it all together. We're going to hinge the hoop into our neck and then pop up. Hinge the hoop into our neck, watch this space go behind us, and then pop up. The pathway that your breaking hand is going to take is it's going to go out and back, okay? Out and back. Okay, so let it fold and then pop it back up. Let's see how we're doing on that. Wonderful, Rebecca. Great job, Chelsea. Again, I want to just remind you guys that you want to keep the hula hoop or your arm glued to your ear, right? They're kind of like they're buddies at this point, okay? They're where what one does, the other does, okay? And then we're going to swing the hoop behind our head so it lands in our neck. Let me try that again. Oh my goodness. There we go. Okay. Now, once you're comfortable with popping the hoop up, I like to catch it with the hand that let it go. So it naturally just wants to pop back up into that hand. And then I like to do one of these. You know, pop. Oop. So I'm going to pop, catch, and then you can bring it down. Let's see how everyone is doing. Does anybody have any questions or needs me to explain it a little clearer, or how are we doing on that? The biggest piece of advice that I have to getting the timing down right, because that's honestly what's probably holding some of you up, is to just watch this part of the hoop. Watch it go down, okay? Just take note of the motion that it's traveling in, because once it's behind you, that's when your arm and your neck basically make contact with this part of the hoop to push it back up. Okay, so it's all about watching your hoop. Jocelyn, when you wrap it around you, okay, so you're taking the hoop and you're hinging it backwards behind you like this. So it's out to the side. Now it's behind you like this. Okay, perfect. Now let go of your hoop so it gets into your neck. Yep, that's exactly what you want to do. That's the motion that you want. Perfect. Yes. I'm just going to do it a couple times up close for you guys so you can really watch what I'm doing. Hugging my ear to my arm. Going to hinge the hoop behind me, and then I'm going to let it drop into my neck. Hinge the hoop behind me, drop into my neck. hinge the hoop behind me, drop it into my neck. I also noticed that I kind of turn with my hula hoop, or turn to the side a little bit, so the hoop has space to clear into my neck. Jocelyn, when you break the hoop, take your arm and you want to shoot it back out to the other side. Okay, so my arm is coming back out to my other side. It's kind of like, I don't know, like when you're dancing, you know what I mean? Like you just shoot it out. You just kind of shoot your arm back. I guess I'm sweeping it down to my side and then back behind my head would be a better description of how I do that. Okay. And like I said, you guys are going to get a recorded copy of this so you can reference it at any time and you can keep on practicing, you know, on your own. I'm not expecting you to get any of these tricks on the first workshop. We're totally doing this to give you guys something to practice while you're at home. So don't feel bad if you're not getting it today. With that, I'm going to pass it right along to Kylie, and she's going to teach you the next trick.
All right, so this next trick I'm super duper excited about. This trick is a little on the advanced side, but I obviously encourage all of you to try it. So this is Chestroll into foot hooping. So here's what it looks like. Oops, hold on, sorry. Okay, so what we're gonna do is you're starting off with a very slow and controlled chest roll. I'm using my right hand and I'm sending it down, but I'm not catching it with my other hand. What I'm doing is I'm making sure that it's extremely slow so that when it gets to about this point, it's falling off of me. So right when it's after it's past my face, it's falling over to the side. So this hoop, the hoop might go flying across your room a few times before you can get it, but that's okay. What you're gonna do is when it gets over here and it starts falling off of you, you're gonna take your right foot or whatever foot of the hand that you started with, bring it across your body and stick it into the hoop to catch it for foot hooping. It helps if you think of the hoop like a clock. I'm looking at it right here. So this is 12 and this is 3 for me, although it's not for you. But I'm putting my foot in at 3 o'clock when I'm facing the hoop. And then I'm bringing my foot back to the right side of my body so that I can foot hoop. So once again, chest roll, letting it fall off, sticking my foot inside of the hoop. So let me see how you guys, and if you have any questions, feel free to unmute and ask. This one's a tricky one. It's all about getting your foot in there at the right time and bringing it across your body.
Would you say that you're sticking your foot in the hoop all the way out here, or is it more towards like the center?
It's kind of more towards the center.
Okay.
Because of where it's kind of fallen off of your body.
Okay.
So, oh, does anyone have a question?
I do. Which way is the hoop spinning on your foot?
So the hoop is spinning, so in the direction that you started the chest roll. So I'm starting the chest roll and it's moving counterclockwise. So when I catch it, I'm gonna keep that flow, the counterclockwise flow.
Okay.
And you know what I'm saying?
Yeah, that makes sense.
Okay, but if you were starting with your left hand, then it would be clockwise. So from the foot hooping, you can pop it back onto your chest to finish out that unfinished business since you let it fall off, you know, to come back around and finish the chest roll. But I think the hardest part is trying to stick your foot in the hoop at the right time. But once you get your foot in there and you start sweeping your foot over to the other side of your body again, it will just kind of naturally, the hoop will kind of naturally catch on your foot. Yeah, this one's a tough one, but it's fun to practice. So, and I'm like she said, like you might not get all these tricks today, but you can at least, you know, have all the information you need to practice them on your own.
Do you have any tips for foot hooping in general? Because usually when I try to foot hoop, it like goes up to like my shin. So I don't know how to like keep it down there.
Okay, so let me think. I guess what I do is it's obviously important to keep it on your foot and not let it get up your leg because then it gets really hard to control the hoop. So to keep it on your foot, normally what I do is if it's out to the side of me, I have my foot very flexed. So, you know, my foot is very flexed and I'm moving my whole leg. You can see my entire leg bouncing up and down to keep the momentum of the hoop. That's a workout. But yeah, it's important to keep if your foot's out to the side of you, you need to keep your foot very flexed. If it's in front of you, you have to keep it kind of pointed, but move your entire leg into it. Bounce your whole leg.
I have a question about putting your foot in the hoop.
Mm-hmm.
When it comes across and it kind of falls off,
Uh-huh.
on this side, am I sticking my foot in it like this?
Yes, but move it over. If you are looking at the hula hoop, look at it as a clock and put your foot right in there at 3 o'clock. So over, right there. Yep.
And then I'm going counterclockwise.
Yup, swing it down and around just like you had it. Yup, that's the way that it would be going.
Thank you.
Because when it's on your foot and you stick your foot out to the side, you want the hoop to be like coming towards you. So either way on your body, or either way on either foot, the flow of the hoop is coming towards you. So like I said, I did this with my right side of my body, so it's going counterclockwise. And if you're doing it with your left side of your body, then it's going clockwise.
How high up is your leg when you put it in the hula hoop?
Let me see here. So it's kind of like right at my stomach. Like I kind of do have to lift my, foot. You have to catch it up a little high or else it's going to hit the floor.
And it
Like
looks
the
like you're
floor
also
floor.
catching it on like a bent knee too. Like
A little
your leg isn't
bit, just-
completely straight.
Yes. So
Okay.
bending your knee, just because the hoop, when it's falling, it's still pretty close to you. So you really have to like sneak your foot in there.
Yeah,
So-
I feel like that's kind of what was messing me up. The bent knee really
Okay.
helps.
Good. Awesome. Any more questions on that move?
Oh, awesome job, Joanna. You killed that.
Did you get
Yes,
it?
girl. She just did it like a boss. All right.
Oh my gosh, yes.
Yes.
You guys
Wonderful.
are getting, oh my gosh, you guys are getting it. Yay, love it.
I think the bent knee definitely made it click for some
Good.
people.
That's good to know. This was my first time teaching that, so I'll definitely add that in there from here on out. Yeah, you guys look good. Well, I'm gonna pass it on to Liv then now.
All
Go to
right.
the next one.
All right. That was super fun. Kylie is a boss. Now that gives me something to practice. All right. So let me take a look here. Okay. So this is a trick that I like to call a neck pinch fold. And I don't know, you guys, you're just going to have to help us come up with some names because I'm terrible at naming things. So this is what it looks like. I'm going to show you first and then I'm going to break it down. Okay. So what you're going to do is you're going to get yourself into backpack. You can get into backpack however your little heart desires. What I like to do is I like to coin flip into backpack. So I'll show you that again. I coin flip and then I shove my arm through and then my other arm through. But the point is we're going to start this trick off in backpack position. So what we're going to first do is we're going to take our chin and we're going to peel our hoop to our one side. So I'm going to break that down a little bit more. I'm just going to take my chin. I'm going to take my left hand, because I'm peeling it over to the right, and I'm going to kind of sneak it out of the hoop a little. And that will help me bring the hoop over with my chin. It's kind of like what's the word I want to say? Like a strong grip on your chin. All right, you're just gonna hold that hoop in place so it swings out to the side like this. Let's see how we're doing on that part. Is everybody getting that? Let us see. Okay, looks like you guys are getting that. It'll make more sense after I explain the next part. So once it's out to the side like this, you're going to lean to your opposite side. So now your hoop takes it, naturally folds over to the other side. I emphasize the lean part because gravity will help swing your hoop to the other side. Okay? I'm going to show you guys a couple more times. I'm in backpack. I tuck my left arm in. I grab with my right. And I move the hoop over with my chin. And I'm keeping a nice strong grip with my chin. And it's basically your chin is what is hinging the hoop over. Now, I'm in this super awkward position. What I'm going to do is I'm going to take my arm and my palm is going to be facing behind me. Okay, so my fingertips are towards the camera. And from here, I'm going to let go with my chin so the hoop does a fold behind me. It's probably going to be really awkward when we do it slow, but just practice doing it slow so you guys can get the mechanics of the trick. And then you can start doing it fast and it'll feel a little bit more natural. So again, I'm tucking my left arm in. I'm grabbing onto my hoop and I'm peeling it out to the side. Then I'm leaning to my left. So now the hoop is like this really awkward position. I'm sticking my hand out. So my palm is facing the wall behind me. And then I'm letting go of my chin so the hoop folds behind me. Good job, Bree. Yeah, you kind of got to duck your head so it doesn't get caught on your head. So I'm going to show you guys one more time. So all I'm doing is I'm doing like a baby let up. So like I'm doing like a little let up, and then I still keep my head to the side so that the hoop doesn't hit my head and get caught around my neck, okay? So instead of doing this, okay, what I'm doing is this. Okay, I'm just kind of bringing my chin from inside to up, but I'm not moving my head. Great job, Heather. Oh my goodness, why am I getting messages? All right, let's see how we're doing on that. Okay, awesome. Now, it's important that your receiving hand has a palm facing the wall behind you because it's going to need to catch the hoop when you let it go. So again, let me show you. I'm in backpack. I peel my arm in, grab onto the hoop with my chin, and I swing it over. I have my arm waiting with my palm facing the wall behind me. Then I'm going to let go and then catch the hoop in the fold. So I peel it over, let go, and I catch it. Peel it over, let go, and I catch it. That's how my grip looks like. Good job, Bree. Good job, Bree. Awesome. Yes, girl. Yes. Good job, Rebecca. Oh my goodness. You guys are like killing it. Jocelyn, keep that receiving arm extended out to the side, and that'll help get the hoop to kind of help you clear your head. Okay. So when I peel it over, I already have this arm waiting to kind of, you know, help it flip over my head. If I don't have my arm out, the hoop is just going to kind of not do what it's supposed to do. It's not going to fold over properly. Okay, so I'm going to move on to the next part. We just caught the hoop like this, all right? Our thumb is pointing down like we're giving a giant thumbs down, and the hoop is behind our shoulder blade. From here, we're going to bring the bottom of the hoop up to the top by making our thumb flip upward, okay? So we're here, and then we're here. Here, and then we're here. Now we just have one last fold. We're going to bring the bottom of the hoop up to the top again, and we're going to let it go. So we caught it like this. We're going to bring the bottom to the top, and then we're going to fold it behind, and I catch it kind of like this with a bent leg inside of the hoop, and then I pull myself into a wedgie. So I'm going to break that down a little slower. From this part, I'm going to bring the bottom to the top, and then I'm going to flip the hoop behind me, but I'm going to have my leg out and ready to catch the hoop for when I drop it. Okay, so if you want, just practice doing this a little bit. You can even use your hand to help guide the hoop down into your leg. Okay, that didn't work out too well. Let me try it one more time. Okay, you can kind of fake it or like cheat it if you're having issues getting it into the wedgie. So my thumb is facing up, and I'm going to flip it backward using my wrist over my arm and catch it into a wedgie. I'm gonna check on the gallery view to see how everybody is doing. Good job, Bree. Now you just gotta use that wrist to flip it backwards. You guys are killing it. It's so awesome watching people do my favorite tricks. This is like mind-blowing to me. Okay, I'm just gonna keep on reviewing the trick a few more times, just in case anybody's lost and needs me to see me do a few I can't talk. Needs to see me do the trick. I'm just gonna keep on doing it. Here it is. I'm in my backpack, right? I scoop it, scoop my hand out, scoop the hoop over. I catch the hoop, or my palm is facing the wall behind me. I let go with my chin, still keeping my chin towards my chest. Once it clears my head, then I move my chin up. I should catch the hoop with my thumb facing down. I move the bottom of the hoop to the top, and then I flip the top behind me, and I catch it into a wedgie. I'm gonna do it a couple more times. I'm in backpack. I swing my left hand behind me. I grab the hoop with my chin and push it over to my opposite side. I let go of the hoop and I catch the hoop. Now I can straighten my head. I move the bottom of the hoop to the top. My thumb is facing up. Now I move the top backward and I catch it into wedgie. Okay, let's see. Does anybody have any questions before we move it on over to Miss Kylee? This is a super fun one. And you don't have to do the whole combo, obviously. You can stop it at any point you want. If you just want to do the pinch break and then go into something else, that's totally fine too. I'm just showing you how I like to do it. So feel free to have some fun with this and make it your own. All right, we are going to move it right along to Miss Kylee for the next trick.
All right, so I'm gonna now teach you guys nose hooping, which I'm a huge fan of.
Yes, so excited for this.
I'm excited for this too. So first I have to preface this with, if you have sensitive jewelry in your nose, you should probably take it out if you can. It also helps. I do it. I have both sides of my nose pierced and I still do it. But it does hurt if I use a big or a heavy hoop. So try to find the lightest, smallest hoop that you have for this trick, so that you're not injuring yourself or causing a bloody nose or something, which I have totally done to myself. So I tried this move for so long and I could not get it until I tried it this way. So this is why I like to teach it this way. I'm going to teach you guys with some stalling. So if you don't know what stalling is, it's when you're spinning as fast as the hoop is, so that you are kind of going the same speed as the hoop. So what I'm going to teach is nose stalling into nose hooping. So what you're going to do is you're going to take, like I said, a small light hoop. Mine is 5/8 and I think it's like 25 inches. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to start spinning and I'm going to stick my nose in the air as high up as you can get it. Your nose has to be the highest point of your body for this to work. What we're going to do is we're going to take the hoop in our fingertips and bring it to the inside or the tip of your nose and spin like this. Try to just keep it on your nose so that the momentum of you spinning is keeping the hoop up in the air. I want to see if we're getting this. Yeah, so try to keep it, yep, spinning on the tip of your nose. Perfect. So from there, you are going to stop spinning, but make sure that your nose is as high up as you can possibly have it. And when you stop spinning, it's going to come around your face. And what you need to do is literally wobble your entire body into this. It looks kind of ridiculous, but you have to wobble your entire body. So if you can see, my whole body is in this, wobbling back and forth. And your nose has to be the tallest part of your body. So make sure that your face is completely up. But I think that stalling into it is a really good way to learn the movement and trying to get it onto your nose. Nora, spin faster. Try to spin a little faster to get more momentum. Yes. It's hard and it makes you really dizzy. So, does anyone have any questions? You want to be spinning when you're stalling at first. You want to be spinning fast enough to where the hoop is no longer tilted down. It's kind of out. So spinning so that the hoop has its own momentum and is just kind of like hanging there off of your nose.
I think I can do the stalling, but I can't do the spinning because my nose is too flat.
Oh, you know, I think that probably does make a difference. I think it's possible. It might just take you some more. I have like a big nose, so this is like pretty easy for me because it has like a lot to, you know, grab onto. But yeah, with the shape of your nose, you might have to practice this and drill this more before you're gonna get it. Everyone's different.
Past the dizziness.
Yes. Yeah, this trick makes me very dizzy. I get dizzy so easily. So you can try, I mean, if the stalling is not resonating with you, you can try just swinging the hoop around and setting it on the tip of your nose and immediately just go into that wobbling and just kind of lightly bringing it around and swinging it right onto your nose. Or what also works is if you have it going on your fingertip like this, and you can kind of set it right onto your nose. That works as well. Yeah, to get it onto your nose, if you're gonna kind of swing your arm into it, you wanna like swing like a huge swing and make sure that the hoop is horizontal, is flat. And then swing it right onto your nose and immediately start like kind of wobbling your whole body in a little circular motion to get it going. It looks like you guys are getting the hang of it. Even if it's just a few rotations, you know, keep practicing, you'll get more and more. But don't hurt yourself. Do not injure your nose with a hula hoop. I have done that before. All right, well, I'm gonna pass it along to Liv then for the next trick. That's all I have on nose hooping unless you guys have any other questions. All right.
All righty. So we just have one last trick for me. One last trick each, I should say. So the next trick that I'm going to teach, again, I'm terrible with coming up with names, so I call it the jaw break coin flip roll. And this is what it looks like. Okay, I'll show you one more time. Oh, one more time. Okay, so what this trick is I essentially am tossing the hoop into that little spot of my neck. Like if you guys can think back to when we learned this trick, right? It's that same spot. And all I'm doing is I'm breaking the hoop's rotation and I'm sending it spinning the other way. So what we're gonna do is we're gonna start with a coin flip and I'm going to aim for my collarbone / neck area. And when the hoop lands in that area, I'm going to shrug, okay? But I'm only doing it with one shoulder. And I'm also moving my shoulder into my cheek. So that's the motion that you want to do. You want to have a shrug so you can pinch the hoop in this area and rotate it back around. So I'm going to show you a couple times. Some coin flips are going to look better than others. It's all about finding the sweet spot in between your neck and your shoulder and your cheek. And you want a shrugging motion. You want to bring your shoulder into your cheek as you turn your torso towards the hoop. Okay. I'll show you guys close up. It's kind of hard to do it kneeling down. I think I might have to stand back a little bit. Okay. So like I said, I'm going to do it without the hoop. I'm going to keep I'm going to first look at my hoop, right? And I'm going to keep my chin in line with my shoulder so I can create a nice space to toss my hoop into this area. When the bottom of my hoop lands in that area, I'm going to push. Bringing my shoulder into my cheek, I'm going to push into the hoop and follow through with my body. Okay. This is a trick that I'm still trying to make super clean, but it's all about finding that sweet spot and hugging your shoulder into the side of your jaw right here, right in that little sweet spot. Let's check it out in gallery view. Okay, so make sure you're hinging the hoop in when you toss it, okay? So it's gonna be wanting to come towards your body when you toss it. And that's where your break comes in. You don't even really have to worry about catching it right now. Just get a feeling for how to break it. Okay, if that's easier for some of you guys, just toss the hoop in front of you and break it. I see some of you are facing forward when you do this trick. Try turning towards your hoop, all right? So I'm facing sideways. That'll help open up that sweet spot in your neck. It also might help if instead of tossing your hoop like this, like directly straight up, if you kind of toss it from the bottom, try doing it like this. Okay, try instead my grip is kind of on top of my hoop and I'm swinging it in a diagonal towards that sweet spot. I honestly feel like that works out better for me. And that's something I just discovered teaching that. So, yes. So again, my body is facing towards my hoop and I'm going to swing it up and break it. It's a very sharp motion that you're doing. I'm bringing my hand from down here on the side up to in front of me. Okay, so my hand is normally like this, and I'm bringing it with a good amount of force up in front of me, nice and straight. And I'm hugging my shoulder into my cheek when I do that. I even noticed that when I do this trick, I kind of push my body into my hula hoop while I break it. So I'm pushing in with my body, and that'll help generate some momentum in your hoop when it rolls back, because you're bringing that force in and then you're pushing it out into your hula hoop when you move into the break. If anybody has any specific questions or needs me to explain anything a little bit better, feel free to unmute yourself. If you don't feel quite comfortable with breaking the hoop back down your arm, I discovered a few variations that you could do with it. Let's see if I can do them. Okay, well, I haven't practiced these in a while, but if you can just break your hula hoop, you can get it to like do some wicked things like spin around your neck. I saw one of you doing, yeah, I think I saw Rebecca doing it, which is what reminded me of it. But yeah, if you guys just want to first get comfortable with breaking the hula hoop, that'll open up realm of possibilities for you. Alrighty, I'm gonna move it right on to Kylie for our final trick.
All right, so what I'm going to be teaching you for the last trick is K rolls, and more specifically, chest rolls into K rolls. So I'm going to break down K rolls for you guys. K rolls is this little illusion type ordeal. It's a roll, so I'm rolling it down my arms and switching my hands. So what we're gonna do is, hold on, let me turn this to gallery. So what I'm gonna do is I have it in my right hand in between my fingers. This part is very important. If you do not use your fingers like this, it's not going to give that illusion. So what I'm gonna do, locking my arms very straight to also help get that illusion. So in between my fingers, and I have it kind of above my head right here, pretty high up. I'm going to grab it at the bottom of the hoop in between my bottom two fingers, and I'm going to let go with the top and bring my bottom hand to the top, letting it hit my chest. I'm going to continue this, grabbing it with my fingers, bringing the bottom hand to the top, and re-gripping. Once again, I'm thinking of my hoop as a clock, so I am grabbing it at 12 o'clock and 6 o'clock, and I'm extending my arms, keeping my arms straight, extending it so the hoop is going all the way out, and then letting it come all the way back to hit my chest. And you might have to work your speed up over time. Just practice kind of slowly grabbing it in between your fingers and keeping your arms very straight. And remembering to bring your arm up pretty high. Is there any questions? Oh, you guys look great. This is looking really good. Yup. You guys got this. Yep, y'all killed that. Okay, so we're gonna add the chest roll. So what we're gonna do is try to have a nice controlled, slow chest roll and catching it in between your fingers so that you can go right into that K roll. So I'm throwing it with my right hand, catching in between my fingers on my left hand, and immediately turning my body towards the hoop and going right into those K rolls. Some fun ways to get out of K rolls. I like to see when people do this little isolation. And then they even kind of flick it off their body. So once again, I'm in my K roll, and then I kind of do this little isolation, and then I put the hoop against my body and get some tension there and like bow and arrow it off of me. So that's a fun way to end that move. Or I like to, from a K roll, I like to coin flip it around my head or just in the air. Yes, you guys are killing it. This looks so good. Nora, that was awesome. Very smooth.
When you grab out of your chest roll, I know you're like this.
Mhm.
Does your arm end up going behind the hoop the first time?
Let me see. Nope. So you're trying. The goal of the chest roll to K roll is to keep the hoop on the exact same plane the entire time. So when you're catching it, it's kind of really uncomfortable on your wrist, but you want it to come right off of your hand and just like hit your side or hit your the front of you. You have to like turn into it.
So just let it fall?
Exactly.
Okay.
Yeah,
Thanks.
that's why it's important to grab it in between your fingers because it works out really easily.
Gotcha. Thank you.
You're welcome. Any more questions on that?
When you're using your fingers, does it matter which finger is like on the inside of the hoop versus outside?
I don't think so. Whatever is comfortable for you. as long as you're using your fingers. I don't know why, but like if you don't, it just doesn't look right. I don't know. Your fingers kind of helps you be able to move your arms more up and down. So it doesn't matter which fingers though, or how you have them.
Okay.
Hi, Kylie.
Yep.
So I have always struggled with these because I always have a hard time figuring out how to get that bottom hand up to the top. I don't know how else to explain that. That has always been the toughest part for me.
I know what you mean. Okay, so when you grab it with your bottom hand, you're literally pushing the hoop forward and then bringing it back into you. So remember, forward and then coming back into you.
Oh, wait, I see. Okay. Oh my gosh. Oh, okay. Okay.
You got it?
It clicked. Yes, yes.
Yay! So excited. I love K-rolls. Yep, you guys look awesome. Any more questions on that? All right. You guys learned that so fast. A lot of people struggle with these for some reason. All right, Liv, do you want to take it over? Is anyone else not able to hear her?
I can't hear her.
I can't hear you.
How about now?
There you go.
Okay, I was muted. Thank you guys so much for coming out and learning with us today. We really appreciate you, taking your time to come out and learn our top 10 favorite tricks. We will be sending out this recording, like I said, sometime tomorrow. So if you forget completely what we learned today, we got you, okay? We're just gonna go ahead and send that out and you can review it forever and ever. It's most likely gonna be on my YouTube channel unlisted, so you'll only be able to access it if you have the link. So when I do send that email out, maybe just be sure to go ahead and star it and save it somewhere. I like to end my workshops with a little flow jam with just everybody who attended. So use this time to practice what you learned or just kind of feel your flow and just enjoy sharing hooping with other people. So I am going to get my speaker turned on and we are going to have a little flow jam here. All right. Let me get my songs pulled up. Kylie, you give me a thumbs up or a thumbs down, or a thumbs up if I should turn the music up louder, or a thumbs down if it needs to go lower.
Got you.
Oh, hold on. Leave meeting. Okay. I had to actually leave the meeting on my phone. All right.
I think that's good.
Yeah?
Yep.
Here we go. Yeah, grab your hoop and just have some fun. All righty. I do have one last thing that I forgot about. I am having a giveaway over on my Facebook page. It's super simple to enter. All you have to do is leave me a review on this class or on As Me as a Teacher. And I am giving away some trippy looking stickers and a $15 gift card to the Spinsters. So I am going to drop the link for that right in the chat. You guys can go ahead and do that right after you're done with this. I will also be sending out the email with the link to my review page. And yeah, I'm going to be picking winners on Friday. I'm going to put your names in like a random name picker, and everybody who left me a review will be entered to win the giveaway. I do have some more classes coming up next month. So if you follow me on Instagram, keep your eyes peeled for that. And I think that's all there is on my end. Kylie, do you have anything going on, or did I miss anything?
No, I don't really have much going on right now, but I would really, really appreciate it if you would find me on Facebook and leave a review as well. It means a lot, and I really appreciate you guys being here and coming today. This was super fun, so thank you.
Yes. Awesome. Awesome job, everybody. Thank you so much for stopping out. And if you have any questions about anything that we taught today, or like anything at all, really, feel free to reach out to either of us. Speaking for myself, this is like what I'm doing for a job right now. So don't ever feel like you're bothering me. If you need to ask for help for anything, I am always here to answer questions. All right. Bye, guys. Thank you for coming.
Thank you, guys.
Bye, everybody.
Thank you.